Being stuck in a slump is one of the most frustrated feelings because no matter how hard you try to get out of it, you just don't. And it's almost like the harder you try to get out of it and the more you try to work through it, the worse it gets. And I know this way too well because I have had my fair share of unmotivated, slumpy days, but let me tell you, the real problem is when the unmotivated, slumpy days start to outweigh the motivated ones. That's when you know you are really holding yourself back. And if you don't get out of that vicious cycle, it's almost like you've been in a slump for years now. But the good news, getting your motivation back doesn't need to be a struggle. And in today's video, I'm going to share 10 powerful hacks for you to instantly snap yourself out of that slump. And trust me, what I'm about to share is things you're actually going to want to do. Because by the end of this video, you will have the exact tools, resources, strategy to always get yourself out of a slump so that way you never have to go through a cycle of slumpy days ever again. If you're new here, my name is Sabah. I took my life from shy, introverted, insecure, living at my dad's house back in Iowa to moving to sunny Florida, building a worldwide brand with a 6-figure business. Because let me tell you, being motivated was a huge part of making that happen for me. So let's get right into it. Hack number 1, step away, don't focus on work, and reset your mind. One of the worst things that you can do when you are in your slumpy moments, your slumpy days, is try to push through it and just like work on projects, work on your business, work in your career, whatever that may be. You don't want to do that because every single time I have tried to do that, my work is just not effective and I just feel worse than before. So one thing I always do is instead of work, do honestly anything else that's unrelated from work. So honestly, this can be going to the mall, going shopping, getting lunch with your best friend, going to the beach. This can even be literally sitting on your phone and scrolling, just anything that brings you joy and anything that takes your mind off of the feeling that you're feeling right now when it comes to work, life, anything. It's almost like the concept with like writer's block. If you're trying to figure out something in your life, but it's just making you feel even worse, continuing to work on it is not going to get you the solution that you're trying to look for. But what will is stepping away, doing something else, and then coming back to it with a new state of mind. Hack number 2 is one of my favorites because, to be honest, it does such a good job in brightening your mood and getting you into a brand new state. So number 2 is romanticize your life and act like you are in a movie. Honestly, act like you are the main character of the movie. Something that I used to do when I was living at my dad's house back in Iowa was I didn't have like my own place. I didn't have my own office. I would drive to the public library and I would rent out one of those rooms for free and I would just do my work there. I was like in the beginning stages of building my brand, building my business. So I would act as if I was the main character in my movie and I was driving in my Mercedes, which I did not have back then. I was pulling up to a building and then I would be walking into my own office acting like I was like the CEO of my own business. And let me tell you, that is something I would do almost every single day. And although that task would have been something that's very just like normal, very average, very mundane, I made it really fun because I romanticized the entire situation. And a lot of the times when we feel like we're in a slump and we're unmotivated, we're uninspired, it is because we're just doing like the same boring, mundane tasks over and over again. But if you put the element of romanticizing it, acting like you're the main character, doing something new, doing something different, you will feel like a completely different person. Number 3, walk it out. Change up your environment. I will tell you, if you're feeling unmotivated, you're feeling slumpy, and all you're doing is you're stuck in your house, you're sitting on your couch, you're on the bed, you need to get yourself outside. Because I will tell you, the days where I feel like honestly absolute I am just at home, I'm scrolling on social media, I'm like binge watching movies, and all I really need is some fresh air. So those are the days where I literally have to force myself to go outside. But I will tell you, the minute I step outside and I feel that breeze on my face, I feel the sunlight on my skin, I hear like the birds chirping, it does something to you because you actually start to connect with nature. You start to think of how beautiful it is instead of all the problems problems that you might be thinking about. And honestly, sometimes all you really need is like a nice walk outside in nature, and that will give you the spark, the creativity to come back and honestly work on tasks that you might need to do. Because throughout the day, if you're just working nonstop all day, every day, once you kind of reach that place where it's like, I'm so bored with my life. There's like nothing new. There's nothing else going on. But even just adding in a walk in the afternoon or during lunchtime will be the biggest game changer in how you feel throughout the day. Number 4 is something a lot of people probably will not agree with me on this one, but this has honestly saved my life so many times. And it is number 4, start new, start fresh. Honestly, just wait till tomorrow. I will tell you, a few years ago when I was deep in like my coaching business, where I was helping a lot of other business market themselves on social media, I had a full sales team, I had a coaching team, I had assistants. There would be days where there was so much going on. There would be so many things that were going wrong. And no matter what I did, things just were falling apart. I felt like I was like stuck in this hole. I couldn't get myself out. And every single time I tried to work through it, it just got worse that day. So I had to just tell myself, you know what? I'm just going to take a breather. I'm going to take a break for the rest of the day, and I'm going to just start fresh tomorrow. And when I did that, let me tell you, when I woke up the following morning, I was a completely different person. I had a brand new set of eyes. And if you've watched some of my previous videos, you know I talk about new eyes. It's basically a fresh new perspective on your life, on the solutions, on the problems, on the creatives, on the projects that you are working on. So some days, don't force yourself through it. Don't push through it. Don't keep going. Take a day off for yourself, because a lot of times people throw shade at that, because let's be honest, we live in a hustle culture. We live in don't take breaks, just work through it. That's a part of life. But life is not lifing if you're just always stuck in a slump and you're feeling bad about yourself. So it is okay to start new and just wait till tomorrow. Number 5, shrink the task and break down your projects into bite-sized steps and pieces. Another reason why we can feel like we're unmotivated in a slump is because we're overwhelmed with so much that we actually have to do and get done. So a lot of the days I will have a to-do list that's like literally down to here. And when I look at that, I'm like, oh my goodness, I don't know how I'm going to get it done. I'm not inspired to get it done. I'm not motivated. What's the point? Like, why am I even working on this? Like, all of those thoughts will literally like flush through my mind at once. So when that happens, I will look at my list and I will take like a big project. Let's say one of those projects is like recording a YouTube video, right? But part of that is coming up with the topic. It's creating an outline. It's picking the title, the thumbnail, how I actually want to record the video, blah, blah. You guys get the point. So if I were to look at that task just as it is, recording a YouTube video, but there's so many elements that go into it, I'm already exhausted. I already don't want to do it. But if I break it down to, oh, maybe today I'll just work on the concept, or I'll just work on the outline, or maybe in the morning I'll do that, in the afternoon I'll record. That actually gives your mind structure, and it gives it like a form of completion. Like, oh, that's something that I can actually complete. That's something that can actually get done. So shorten it up, put it into bite-sized pieces, make it actually doable for yourself. Because I will tell you, once again, I'm going to keep repeating myself because it's a common theme that I have found just by outlining this video for you, is a lot of times, once again, we're not necessarily unmotivated. We're not necessarily in a slump. The reason why we feel that way is because we don't have organization and we don't have structure. But this is going to give you the structure, the organization, and the underwhelming feeling that you need to get certain things done. This is such a good one. Number 6, connect with your purpose, not the action. So let's say you're just feeling completely unconfident. You're not feeling good about yourself. You know you need to work out. You know you need to eat healthy. You know you need to clean up your bedroom. You know you need to do laundry. You know you need to work on the business. You know you need to do all of these things. But you're not feeling like you want to do it because all you're thinking about is the action. You're thinking about putting your clothes on and working out. But the last thing that you want to do is move your body. You're thinking about, oh, I need to make a social media post, but you don't even know what to write. That is because you're only connected to the action, but you're not connected to the purpose. You're not connected to what is going to happen after you take the action. Why are you even doing the action? So I found for me, a lot of the times where I feel so resistant to doing something, or I just feel like anything I do, it's not really brightening my mood. I can't get myself back into that like ambitious, driven, motivated state, it is because I'm only taking a look at the action. When I start to attach purpose and meaning behind the action that I'm taking, then I'm like, okay, I feel like myself. I feel like I actually want to do it. Oh, this is going to be fun. So many people are going to be impacted by this. And I will tell you guys straight, because I tell you everything. Sometimes when I'm about to record a YouTube video, it can feel really heavy because it takes a lot of energy out of me. It takes a lot of effort. You know, I'm talking straight for sometimes an hour, right? So when that feeling kind of comes over me, I think about you. I think about you that is watching. And I'm like, wait a minute, I'm not even doing this for myself. I'm doing it for you. I'm doing for the person who actually needs to hear my voice right now, because you are having this problem that I have found a solution for. So connecting to your purpose beyond just the action that you're taking will definitely make you feel so much more motivated and inspired to get yourself out of this slump and do something for the greater good. Number 7, you girlies know me on this one, a rant session with your bestie. All you sometimes really need is to just get your feelings out. You need to get your frustration out. You need to vent. You need to gossip. You need to do honestly anything. Get it out of your system. Okay, so this can be grabbing lunch, grabbing brunch, calling up your bestie, FaceTime, going to dinner, wine night, honestly anything. Get it out of your system. Sometimes, if you're like me, I will be the first to say, sometimes this is really hard for me to do, especially since I live my life in a very positive way. I always know everything is working out for me, but sometimes you just need to let everything out. And after you do that, you just feel so much better because you're not like holding it in anymore. It's not heavy on your chest. It's not, just in your mind anymore. It's out on the table. And sometimes it might not even just be like with your bestie. You can even do this by yourself. When you are going on a walk, you can honestly talk to yourself. You can also write it out. Journaling helps a lot with this method too. But I know most people, if they talk out their problems, and even if they don't find a solution for it, because once again, doing this method isn't necessarily to find a solution, but just letting it out, that feeling of release will just honestly give you a fresh start in how you're feeling. So number 8 is bribe yourself and reward the work that you've done. I do this all the time, okay? If I have a long day, I'm feeling unmotivated, I'm not feeling myself, and I felt this way for days, I will either set up, a date night for myself, either one-on-one, or Andy, my fiance, will set up a date night for us. Maybe we'll go to dinner, we'll go to movies, or maybe I want to take myself shopping. I will bribe myself to get work done. If I know I have a fun date night, if I know I can take myself shopping later, if I know I can take myself out to eat, whatever that thing is, it will motivate me to actually get that done. Otherwise, I can't go do that thing, right? So that's kind of creating a habit cycle, a reward cycle for yourself. So if you're someone where just like every day you kind of have a hard time getting things done, rewarding yourself is a really great way to stay motivated and stay disciplined in checking things off of your to-do list. Because once again, I feel like a common theme for this video is getting yourself out of a slump, but actually taking action. Because just side note, a lot of the videos that I've watched when it comes to motivating yourself and getting out of a slump is just like inspiration, but it doesn't really give you action steps. And for me, that's never ever worked. Sometimes all you really need is to bribe yourself and reward yourself. And this can even be as small as getting yourself a little ice cream. This can even be as small as binge watching your favorite season for the entire night after you get your full task done throughout the day. So don't sleep on this hack. Number 8 is honestly a game changer. Number 9, the power trio. Move, sleep, fuel your body. This is honestly, even if you just do this one thing out of the 10 hacks that I'm sharing today, this will instantly make you feel better, because a lot of the times, the reason why we feel really about ourselves, why we are tired, why we feel like we're not doing anything, why we feel like we can't focus, is because we are not taking care of the big three. Movement. We want to be moving our body every single day. We want to be exercising. That's why I said earlier, go on a walk, okay? If you're stuck at home all day and all you're doing is just working on your computer, on your laptop, you're scrolling social media, you're not even getting out, you're not moving your body, you need to start doing that. Number 2, sleep. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. When I started to get really good sleep, my energy, my charisma, what I got done was honestly night and day difference. And one tip to get better sleep is do not look at your phone at least 30 minutes prior to going to sleep and 30 minutes after waking up, because that screen on your face and you just consuming social media content, you looking at other people, other things, is not gonna help you prioritize yourself, and it's not gonna help you get good sleep. So if you find that every single morning when you wake up, you're already tired and exhausted, it might be because you're always on your phone right before you go to bed, or you're like falling asleep on your phone. And then lastly, honestly, it's self-explanatory, but if you're eating junk food, you're not prioritizing eating healthy foods, whole foods, foods that you know is going to make you feel good versus make you feel bloated and tired and fatigued. Stop doing that. Your body is like a temple, and the better you take care of it, the better it's going to perform and the better it's going to feel for you. Hack number 10, this is your reminder, you are not alone with this one. Like what I said in the beginning of this video, I have had my fair share of slumpy days, slumpy moments, honestly slumpy seasons where I felt like I was the only one that was going through a time where I felt so lost, I wasn't motivated, I couldn't really find my way back to this ambitious, driven person that I used to be. But the more that I have conversations with other people, the more that I talk to some of you, the more that I realize everybody goes through these phases and everybody goes through these seasons. And sometimes just knowing that and hearing that and understanding that people have also gone through exactly what you're going through, and sometimes people are also going through at the exact same time as you are, that is honestly all you need to sometimes feel better. Because once again, if you feel like you're just in your own bubble, you are going through something all by yourself, it can feel like it's kind of like a never-ending feeling of getting yourself out of this situation. But just know everybody goes through it. But one thing that you do not want to do, like what I said in the beginning of this video, is get stuck in this cycle. Because when you get into this cycle, it can get very, very, very hard to get out of it if you don't take any action to do so. Because once again, every single hack that I talked about in this video, they are actions, even if it is going outside, even if it is taking a break, even if it is sleeping a little bit earlier and prioritizing your health. So I love you so much. Let me know in the comments which hack you are going to try, and as always, let me know what topic that you want to see next. But I love you so much. Until next time, make sure that you stay unforgettable.